Our guests are the proprietors, the major domos of Side B. Side B Radio, is it always?
Yes.
Which is a hip-hop radio show, and they're branching out into the field of television. Personal friend of mine, Mr. Phil Jackson. A former co-worker of mine, Mr. Shawn Slaughter. Welcome to Breezing with Bierman. My name is Kurt.
Thank you. Hey, you know, I don't even know how to follow that. That was a lot of talent right there. I'm just a guy that just talks too much.
You and me have something in common. When and how did you get the idea to start a radio program?
Well, probably maybe almost like 10 years ago.
10 years ago, because it only started officially about 2 years ago.
Yeah, it started like 2 years ago.
So it's been in the works for a long time.
Exactly, and because I just saw like how the climate of how radio and music was going, that it wasn't too balanced on mainstream radio anymore, and the stuff that I like,
only a small selection of certain artists,
right?
And also you're in the world, and
exactly,
and you see how much talent there is out there,
right?
Because one of the things that you do in your show is that you play a crazy amount of artists that are actually local to this area,
right?
That have massive talent.
Exactly, and you know, I just saw how the climate was going, and I really didn't like it. And even though I was in radio for maybe like a couple years,
you have a
after,
background in radio engineering.
Right?
You work at radio stations.
Exactly.
You know the nuts and bolts.
Right. And then I actually, like, when it really started getting into gear, like when my father had passed away maybe like 5 years ago, and, you know, I was just sitting with my brother. I said, look, you know, I really want to do this, but I was kind of nervous, but, you know, wprb gave me my shot. And
so you've done this radio show, you bring on live guests, you play local music from the areas of Trenton, Willingboro, Camden, Philadelphia.
Exactly.
One of the things I like about it is the quality of music, but also you're coming from places, the people that come from places that ordinarily get a bad reputation, and you're showing the positive things that are going on. Yeah, exactly, because always, like, when you look at national news, or if you look at, like, the other, like, commercial, like, television stations or radio stations, they're always showing hip-hop kind of, like, in a negative light, and all hip-hop is not like that. And, you know, and there are different forms of hip hop, and what we play is independent underground hip hop, meaning that it's more lyrical, the more elements of hip hop, b-boy, DJing, graffiti, breakdancing. It's more to that. We're more of the culture. To me, it's catchy. There's harmonies in there. Right. There's stuff that you can say, woo, you know, it exactly. Just grabs your ear. Yeah. You know, it's not merely just groove, but I mean that there's just, and it's very skilled. I mean, these are guys just working, you know, they don't have major budgets. Exactly. They're doing this on the fly, and yet it's totally air quality sound. Exactly. Shawn, you want to say something about that?
Yeah, a lot of the artists today, with the capabilities of the computers and stuff in home studios, they're able to get a quality sound without spending thousands of dollars to get it. So when
$5 grand gets you a good studio, and exactly. You can crank the stuff out and never have to pay another bill.
Exactly.
Great studio.
Now, Shawn, you used to be a rapper yourself.
Yes.
And then you went to administrative
yes.
positions. Yes. What are you doing these days? I mean, you're a variety of tasks.
Well, with Side B, I do some of the administrative stuff, as well as I'm a cameraman.
You do what needs to be done.
Yeah, I'm the go-to guy. You know, when Phil can't get it done, or any of the other members of Side B can't get things accomplished.
Because this has turned into a big operation. There's a lot of production. It's not a radio show where you just go in there and play a bunch of records and you can just assemble it quickly. You're coordinating guests every time.
Right.
You have 100 artists a week to listen to, right, and assess. Yeah. At first it was fun, but it still is fun now. But it's turning into it's like a project. It takes almost like a week to prepare everything, you know, just to coordinate the guests, and I guess we have the reputation now that it's not just local, national, independent record labels actually, because word of mouth has gotten out there, and it's starting to get known as a place where, hey, you can hear quality material. Exactly. Yes. So and so now I'm booking not just local guests, but I'm booking national guests, if they're in town or on the phone. So it's fun, but it's a whole new field for me right now.
On top of all this, you said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a television show once a week and do an hour.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you're crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was thinking about.
I'll believe that when it happens.
You know, with that whole thing, it just came out of nowhere because I just wanted to create another outlet for the artists because
you knew it could happen.
I knew it could happen.
You had the material to make it happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what, you know, one thing I like about you is that you do all this stuff for the love of it. You love the music, and you see that something out there needs to be done. It's a community effort. And also, you will go political on the show. You will address political issues. You have political guests on.
Exactly.
Dealing with local issues, not national, local.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, serious problems, and you'll be forthright about it.
Exactly. We have like a lot of stuff that's going to be in the can from now on, and like the music is just a vehicle, and you know we have an obligation to go out to the communities and serve the public. I mean, that's what we do. So I'm just trying to do my part.
The radio program can be heard every Sunday on wprb FM 103.3 out of Princeton, New Jersey, on Sundays from 5 to 7 in the afternoon. And the television show can be seen on this station right here, TV 30, when?
Sunday at midnight.
And on
Till 1 in the morning. It's a 1-hour show.
and Thursdays at 11 p.m. to midnight.
And you can also see it on Vimeo and on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
You guys are doing a great job. We're going to go to some kind of video. We're going to end the show.